Hello, this is a game between 8 and 9Q IGS where 9Q playing black won by a pretty large margin, 61.5 points. So let's have a look. So far, black is taking a Shimari and a Komoko on the right side, and white split the side, but white should play a Kakari, either Q5 or R5 in order to prevent the second Shimari. So when white plays Q5, usually black will just attach and keep the corner. Then white takes a base on the outside. This would be a very normal follow-up. Playing the low approach, it's also very popular. So here black can defend on the same side with a Kosumi or Keima, and then white extends for a base on the right. Or black can consider a pincer like R9 that works very well with the top right Shimari. But even so, white can press several times. If black decides to push again and then jump, it's fine too. So after white gets this kind of wall, white will pincer and then extend for a base on the right. So this way it's more active play for white to prevent the Shimari in the corner and then make a base on the side. But instead, white invaded the right side at R11, so black just got the second Shimari. This is very comfortable, so the opening starts to look good for black already. White makes a base and black extends away. That's a very big point. Black can also extend on the right side at R13 to put more pressure on white's tiny base. When this kind of extension is played, usually white will jump out one way or the other to secure or reinforce his two stones on the side, and then black can extend to K3, which is the ideal extension from the bottom Shimari. Now of course black has other options too. Well, this is a very big point and it's nice. And if black goes all the way to f3, white might consider the pincer. So in general, it's good to take the extension and next step approach f3. Also, black can think about the early sun invasions in both corners or play some inside approach and then just go for a base on the left side. But nothing wrong with this middle side extension. So white extends again on the right. This is a pretty big point, but probably not the biggest in this particular case. White can play a Sanese on the left side or a Keima in the top. Also, it's possible to play Keima in the bottom or an extension all the way to the middle of the top side. All these moves are pretty large for white. So black approach from the inside. Black can also play f3 here and then attack the top left corner or invade Sansan. It's probably a matter of style. In this case, black wants to be a bit more aggressive. So normally white is supposed to play f3 and then black can attach and fix the group on the left side. This is a modern Joseki. But white decided to play down to b4, and that's a bit odd. So black got the big point at f3 too. This way black got to play both on the bottom and left side. So it's already getting an advantage locally. So white is a little bit in trouble. Therefore, white decides to go out between black stones. That's a fine move. So black gets a base on the left side, and white is pretty active with this invasion. Actually, in order to stay safe, white should just play the KM at e2. But black will probably ignore this and go all the way to the top left corner, either Sansan or attack one side or the other. So when white plays this invasion, things can get a little bit tough for him shortly, as black can separate the. So Kosumi is an option here, and black can also consider the attach and then Nobi, because like this he's trying to separate h3 and also create a cutting point on the left side. So if white simply protects against the cut like this or Keima, black can surround the bottom stone and the bottom oil becomes quite large. Then extend for a base here. If white pushes again, black will surround with a Kosumi. And if white goes out, for example, attach and pull back, black will just turn. And again, white is in trouble with two groups, the corner and the bottom one. So either way, it's fine for black. But the Kosumi, it's a nice option too, because that's where white wants to go next. So if black plays away, white will surround the f3 stone. So far, so good. No be out. Now the Hane, it's a bit dangerous. Black should simply keep ahead. And when white turns, black can play Keima. If white jumps out, black will surround the lower left corner and then play a large point. Playing the Hane, white can fight back a little bit. White has the cut and then black has to escape to the left. And now white can set up the ladder and the ladder goes in the direction of R14 and it's not broken by the top right cornerstones. So this way white could fix his bottom in an active way. Playing the jump allows black to push first. This is a move to take away the tiger mouth, and then when white plays the bamboo connection to connect, black can also jump at m3. So black induces the extension on the bottom with the knob in the center. So black was a little bit soft here. Luckily, black wants to play a move like m4, so it avoids being flat. But anyway, playing here gives white a nice point, this tiger mouth formation. So white blocked, black goes out, and white jumps between the groups. That's an option. White can also play the peep to force black into a heavy shape with the empty triangle, like this. And then white can jump out Keima in the center. So white is already one step ahead of the heavy group, then black has to run again. And now white should play a Keima trying to connect under. This will give more eye space in the corner and then jump out between the groups. Let's say an O Keima like this. So this way white is not so much in trouble anymore. But instead, white simply play a one space jump, so black protects the cut in a very active way with a peep. That's a good move. White is also trying to fight back a little bit and then starts a counter attack. Well, it's still proper to play e2 at least one time. And then in order to stay safe, white should also jump out from the bottom. That group is in danger, so it's urgent to rescue. So white attacks from the left side. Black keeps the group separated still. That's good. Now on this Hane, black played a bit risky. The block is a bit too much because it allows the cut and extend. Well, white didn't take the extension, so it's safer for black to pull back simply. Because now if white tries the cut, it's a bit different. It's not an Atari, and black can play Hane on the left side or just Nobi to attack put pressure on the stones on the left, so white has to come out with a Keima and then just push through. And now it's impossible for white to confine this group because black will cut one way or the other. And even if the ladder it's not working, but in this case it's fine, black can use the net to capture the cutting stones, so black will be safe. So the block was a little bit dangerous. Therefore, white played a cut, but connecting one stone on the left side is not important. White should play the bamboo connection to keep the group separated. So when black extends, white has the Keima, and when black captures one stone, black leaves on the left side, but the three stones in the middle are in trouble. So when black jumps out, white can also jump between the groups. And like this, black is losing momentum to attack very severe white's corner. This way, black could go out between the groups, and that's just fine. Cut here, very good. Instead of Nobi up, white should play Nobi in the other direction. I mean, black should extend in this direction, because when white comes out, black has Atari and net. And again, black is all connected. Of course, the ladder works too, like this or like this. It's going into the top where anyway black has stones there. But if the net works, that's superior. So black captured this way, which still allows white a move to come out between the groups. But white can just secure the corner at e2. So now white defends the left side, and the corner is getting more and more in trouble. Black plays away. That's an option too. Black can just slide, and then this corner is losing the base. But it's big to play f17 approach in the top because it's the most open side. For white to double up at d17, it's a little better in this case. Then black will extend back, and now white should protect the lower left corner. Well, white defends the corner like this, but there's still RG. Playing k17, it's a bit flat, so black should consider j16 to alternate the third line moves with the fourth line moves. So this way it also allows the invasion at h17, and there's an invasion at m17, so I can choose which invasion to use. White decides to go for the top one because it's related to his top left cornerstones. So black just attach. Now white could cut one way or the other and then simply connect under. But this is center for black, so black can come back to attack the lower left corner. So white decided to make a little wall here. This is all forced. Black can already leave the position like that. Black is center, so attack the lower left. But black wants to push here to prevent white's defense in center d17. But now instead of connecting artistic with that move, it's better to block, because even if white plays Atari, white has to come back and protect against the cut. So now again black can play away. And if white doesn't do anything in that area, white for example pushes here and fix the center, let's say, something, or the lower left corner, then black can capture a stone and then black can cut again. So black has follow up in that corner by blocking at e18 instead. Because like this, white plays the move to threaten the snapback and white just plays away. Here black can use the double hane, because after Atari, white has to pay attention. There's a cut at j16, so white has to nobi and black extends. If white just plays Atari, black will go out in this case, but it's also an option to play Atari from behind and take the 3 stones. So white will probably just go up in this case. Now black extends, white nobi, black blocked, but black can play away here already. So if white hane and then cuts, on this Atari from the side, black can cut and Atari from the outside and go for the kill. Well, there's a little bit of a co-fight, but in the end, white stones seem to die big inside. So it's not always urgent or mandatory to block with hane m16 like here. But anyway, I would prefer the double hane early on. So this way black gets to build one line bigger. So instead of being on the third line to make this territory, black is on the fourth line and builds more. That's a small detail over there. Anyway, it's a strong formation like that and creates cutting points. So white is supposed to protect against the cuts with a tiger mouth formation. But white turned here in Gote. Actually, black reacts to reduce that area. But the turn is not so big. I mean, it's still urgent to defend this lower left corner. So now white is trying a desperate invasion. Black can go up. Now on this move, usually white will hane under, and then when black blocks, white jumps to p4. Because the idea is, if black pushes through and cuts, white has Atari and can capture the stones on the right side. So black is not going to push through and cut. Black can capture a stone, and then when white plays the double up, black can link under. Also, black can think about playing the Tesuji p5, and then when white connects, black surrounds everything and tries to kill this way. But usually black can just play p5, allow the connection under, and then target the groups on the outside. So this way Black is more interested in playing the center. Going down like that, white can escape easily. Jump once and then table shape, and then black has to link under. So something like that happened, and black just took the side territory. But this way, white can play a forcing move. Actually, it's better to play a tsuke than hane and connect. And then keima in the center to build all this area. And it's much bigger than the points black got on the side. So maybe it was more interesting earlier for black to fight for the central area instead. Alright, peep, that's a very good way to attack too. For white it's more interesting to block, because if black cuts through, white can turn, then block again, and play Kosumi, threatening to connect under. But then white still needs to run out. Not so easy. Black will surround this group. Then in order to make eyes, white needs this move, threatening an eye around f4. So when black plays in the corner, white can play this one to go for the cut, and then it's a co-fight. Now if black simply connects, white will make another eye. It's painful but alive eventually. 2 points. Better than dead. In the actual game, like this, white is just dying big. In order to prevent the ko or the ko threats, black can just connect solid at c2. And on the wedge, black will atari, connect, and now black doesn't even have to worry about the cutting points, so black just kills everything. Going down leaves a little bit of agi, but now it's gone. So black can think about Kosumi instead. It defends the cuts and also prepares a connection underneath at h2. So later on, if it's needed, black will just link under. So that's good follow-up. And also it builds an extra point at f1 or f2, or actually extra few points. Well, white still wants to prevent the connection underneath, but that's less important. The group got surrounded, so white should probably play in the middle, force black add another move here, then play some forcing moves to enclose the center instead. Now we gotta see what happened in the top right corner. So black indeed added another move to kill the group. It can be this Kosumi, because when white tries to go out, black can still surround in a net. And that Kosumi, it's trying to step a little bit into the center. So when white blocks, black can push and get into the middle to keep white's moyo smaller. Well, white still tries to go out, and like this, black destroys the middle. One space jump, it's really bad, so black can jump again. Also, there are moves like shoulder hit and attach to keep white low on the right side, and like that the center will be small anyway. Now in this area, there's a cutting point at q7, but in order to make it work and prevent the ladder, black needs some moves in the top. So black can start from this cut, which prepares j16. So when white goes out, black goes out also, and then the cut at q7 can be a problem. So if white just reaches out to the center stone, now black can cut here. Then white might sacrifice these guys too. Anyway, the game goes really well for black after killing the lower left corner, so it sees that everywhere black plays, it looks good. So white tries to increase this area. Now black can come from the top, because if white plays another move on the right, it starts enclosing the box. But playing here is fine too, because black is looking to kill a few more stones in the center. Now another highlight of the game is this fight in the corner. So Black is already strong in the top and white is blocked to go further into O18 area. But white is looking to use the Hane at S16 to threaten the connection under and expand the eye space in the corner. Therefore, black should go down S16 to prevent that happening. So when white simply blocks S17, black will Hane, block and connect, and now we have the L formation, and this is dead. If white simply turns, black will no B. Because if black plays the block and connects with a hanging connection, white has enough space to build twice. So playing the Nobi, this doesn't give a T17 incentive for white, which means when white plays T17, black will Hane and hit the bulky 5. So if black goes down and Hane, this will be the L group, which is dead. And if white tries, for example, S18 to create eye shape this way in the corner, black will simply descend. Now, when white blocks P18, black can turn, and then when white goes down, black has the Tesuji at Q19 and cut. That's another life and death situation. Also, if white tries R19, which feels like a vital point, black can just play S17, and this threatens to kill the eye at T18, or to play Kosumi in the top and destroy the second eye like this. Now if black plays, if white blocks P18, black just Hane, and that's also one eye. So simply going down S16 will kill the group. If white plays a Hane and block and then go down, black will just capture the stone and we're back to the L formation. And if white plays a hanging connection, black can jump in the corner. So there are not too many options left for white here. Playing this move, white can leave, but white had to play the Hane at S16 first. In this position, when white blocks Q18, black can still go down S16. And if white captures one stone in the top, black will jump in the 2-2 point and this will die. There is no way to get the second eye. One eye only. So I think it's really good to remember the variations in the top right corner. Now, white managed to survive, but instead of going down, white should play S14 and then the key point of S19. So this is an L formation with an extra leg on the side, so it's alive. Playing like this can leave too, but later on white made another mistake. Yeah, here white has to block. If white blocks and black plays the vital point and white Hane, when black goes down, white captures a stone, there are two eyes in the corner. And if black connects, white can add another move to secure the two eyes. So there is one eye at R18 and another eye in the corner, a larger one. Now playing here, black could kill next in one move, but that move is the jump at S19. So if white plays the block, black connects under to avoid the throw-in. And if white plays the throw-in take, Atari, connect, and it's only one eye. So black had another chance to kill, but instead, black Nobi and white managed to survive. So after this, there are only small moves both by black and white. Black can actually play a push or a jump. A push like this, then this is threatening the two stones in the middle. So if white simply goes out, then black can jump on the left side. This kind of move doesn't reduce so much. So white attaches to defend, that's good. Now black can capture a few more stones in the middle. Nice. Just block. Because if the cut go out, when white goes out, black can capture here. Black can also push again. So white needs to extend one more time, then attack like this and the stones in the middle are captured. Well, black is playing very conservative because he's way ahead, so he doesn't wanna take any chances. Makes sense. So Atari take, then white just dies bigger inside. Actually here black can Atari and push to expand the liberties and don't worry about playing inside. I mean prevent the Semidori. But this is like showing that the game is over. Declaration of victory moves. But white still doesn't give up. Black should Atari and then consider the cut. And probably that's why we have such a big margin. It's better to play the wedge and create cutting points. Because now when white connects under, black can cut, Atari and snap back. So white actually needs to connect either like this and the descent becomes center, then just Hane. Or if white connects solid, then we have the descending center threatening the throw-in. So when white plays away here, throw in, Atari from the outside and take, which means white needs to play another move like S13, and then black can cut the top. So it's more profitable to wedge and create cutting points than simply go up. But again, it didn't matter much, because black knows he's way ahead here. So this is pretty much it. Black doesn't need to protect at S3 unless white pushes again. So right now, black can play to... Oh, there is some Agi here. Quite annoying actually. And then go down or throw in, double Atari, connect, take. And then nothing happens for now. But that was reducing instantly. The thing is, black can play away, and only when white pushes again at t5, black needs to protect s3. No need to defend in advance in this case. So yeah, capturing those stones is also not urgent. So Atari take, Atari connect. Now you need to take. Then white has to protect too. But I see black doesn't want to risk his victory on the last few moves. It happens many times. Yeah, white protected there, very good. In fact, instead of playing Hane for 2 points here, black can play Atari in the top, because if white connects, black will take another stone. And if white makes the mistake to connect d19, black will just capture more stones. Anyway, Hane, block connect, block here. Capture is good. Yeah, and white needs to protect. Actually, for black it's good to play the throw-in, Atari, Atari again, and even go down. Because white has to play inside a few moves to kill the black stones. So black can profit on the outside, taking another stone. And white actually spent many moves inside. This is a Semidori, where one has to play a move inside to remove the dead stones. So black could actually make some profit here. Pushing in center in the top, it's an option too, for 2 extra points. There is no way for white to leave here. Black doesn't even need this move, can push in the top. If white plays like this, black can ignore again. But it's obvious that black knows he's way ahead. So well done on this big win and keep it up. Congrats.